Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We can't go out, motherfucker, get my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put them in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
I have an uncomfortable admission to make. Roy is dressed as Jimmy Butler today as one of his punishments. It is a good punishment. I laugh every time any broadcast has to bring up a picture of Jimmy Butler, and it's always the media day photo of him with the ridiculous hair. I can't believe somebody didn't think of that before he thought of that, to just disrupt the whole process. But here's my uncomfortable admission, and I feel like a giant hypocrite. I'm going to arm the right here with the thing that they love. No. The thing they love. I'm going to be a useful idiot for the right by calling out my own hypocrisy on something. Because, man, in these arguments, we love to point out when someone's a hypocrite. And for 20 years, I've been a fraud on this. And I didn't even realize it until yesterday. That's a hard look in the mirror.
All of us are genuinely uncomfortable where this is headed.
I was jealous of them already being at the Super Bowl. For 20 years, I've said I don't want to be there. I never want to go. Get it away from me. It's a commercial event. And then I see John Taffer.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that changes things for you.
I see Stugotz sitting down with John Taffer, and he doesn't know who Taffer is. He doesn't know how to interview him, but he's having a great time because Taffer's around, as you are wont to do. And we're stuck here in Miami.
Wow.
We get Pablo.
Pablo comes down and makes the show all serious, and in 1 hour yesterday, I'm watching their show, and look how much more fun they're having than us, the responsible kids, the kids who want to talk about fight the good fight on divisiveness, and they're up there saying, get me O.J. Simpson for God Bless Football. And then they're calling me a soy boy because I'm having conversations about platforming. You can't platform a murderer. I'm the idiot for saying, how dare they platform a murderer? That makes me bad?
Wait, they got O.J. too?
No, they want to get O.J.
Oh, I was about to say, come on, guys.
Doesn't he still live in Vegas?
He has to. He can't leave. If he leaves.
Well, because he's afraid he might run into the killer.
Much like O.J. Simpson, I object to how I've been characterized here today.
You make the show too serious.
I talked about Amin sucking his own dick yesterday.
Yeah, but you tried to. That was you trying to be cool upon entry, and
that was just describing the yoga pose Amin was doing. And what I don't like, furthermore, is that I was listening to the main show, this show, yesterday, and the Super Bowl crew in Vegas is actively making fun of us.
Well, because they're having more fun than we are.
They made fun of us?
Yeah, but why wouldn't they? They're
in a giant empty convention hall.
They had Radio Row.
They
had Radio Row to themselves. There was nobody even there yesterday. They just ran the place. They bought some producers espresso, and they were running the Super Bowl for a day. And what are we here doing? What were we doing? We were talking about Taken movies.
That's not bad. Hold on. Now we're.
I enjoyed yesterday's show.
That's a point back on our side. Hold on.
That's what we usually do.
Can't look at Roy, man.
Mike Ryan has been desperate for a month to talk about hurricane hoops. Jeremy has been desperate for a month to make fun of Mike Ryan's
Blue Blood,
formerly Final Four basketball team. I'm not really understanding what happened to this basketball team. I did not think Isaiah Wong was that important.
I think Jordan Miller was probably the more important piece because he allowed them to do some different things defensively. So I appreciate you finally giving me the opportunity to talk about the University of Miami's men's basketball team on a day following a 38-point performance. That's typically how it goes here whenever I'm afforded the opportunity to talk about the Canes. But it's been a very strange year. They've been all hurt. Every single member of that starting five has gone in and out of the lineup. But I think it goes beyond that. They've been very sloppy with the ball. The turnovers have been insane from this team. And if I told you that Norchad Omier would have developed his offensive game this much.
He had 33 points in a game by himself earlier this year. They scored 38, Mike, yesterday.
He's improved all the aspects of the game that you wanted. He's got better touch from the outside, better ball handling. I think one issue, if I could pretend to be a better coach than Coach L is, I think one of the issues on offense is he's not touching the ball enough. He's probably the only person in that starting five that can take people off the dribble. He's their best player. I have the crazy notion that maybe one of the best players in program history should be touching the ball every time down the court. They are so sloppy, and the only way this team gets into the tournament is by winning the ACC tournament, and it's not what I expected once the year got started, too, because they were looking good. They've progressively gotten worse and worse week after week.
I mean, can you please explain to me how it is that a University of Miami basketball team in 2024 is scoring fewer points in a game than any UM team in 40 years?
They're not good.
Well, Virginia is the answer to that. Virginia will do something like that. Not often that. They've won 22 straight at home. They've really turned the corner after a sloppy start to the season. Virginia's probably going to be the third ACC team to make the tournament.
I hate that style of basketball so much.
Everyone does.
Virginia traditionally plays extremely slow. They've always been under Coach Bennett, right?
Yeah, Tony Bennett. Yeah. There is a player yesterday that would have helped. He started the game. George got hurt early on. He's one of the few playmakers with the ball. I think another byproduct of trying to develop him, because he's got NBA prospects, no doubt, is you're going through some growing pains, because occasionally he'll be a bit of a vacuum on offense. It's either turnover or he'll make something happen. And it's just been a real struggle. And hopefully they can keep some of these recruits, because they have someone that is being touted as potentially a future number one overall NBA pick coming into this team next season.
Jeremy, you've been enjoying Mike's suffering. It has been singular because he went. Mike Ryan, who can carry himself with a bit of ego, had a Final Four program in basketball, was calling himself a blue blood. And Blue Bloods repeat it year after year, and they were primed to repeat it. You build off of that success. You grab the
Final Four national championship.
You just get the momentum of you. I mean, you had most of the team come back.
Well, they made a mistake. There were some people in the portal that your boy was trying to push on them. They said, "No, we're good."
Who's that guy? Wait a minute. Is that Trucker Booster?
I like that one a lot.
We were pushing in the portal, and the staff was like, "Nah, look, Mike, you don't know ball. We do." And then the person's now like a top transfer in the A-10.
I think you should boost now.
I want to hear from this character more often, which is
just don't come at me telling me you know me more ball than me, and then play Casey behind Norchad Omier.
Why does Mike sound like a fry cook who works next to Roy's cook?
Please let Jeremy drag me, even though the best one of the season appears to be over UCF.
I like the creation of this character because it's Mike as journalist, information guy, and if in only that voice, he'll give you even more information than he's comfortable giving you because...
we've already said too much.
It's like squeezing it out. The constipation.
I want all of it, though.
The truth is constipated.
I want all of the ways that you would have had them be a
He's a hell of a playmaker. If you know how to play on defense, maybe a 2-3 zone. Frank Barnes seems to know what he's doing.
It's like, get a squatty potty, dude.
Mike, so when they said, we don't need them, we got all we need, you said...
No, he's already said too much is what it is.
He said too much.
He doesn't want... No,
He's about to say, sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Guys putting up 23 and 13 regularly.
The opportunity, I believe, Mike saw there as a person who cares about that program and is invested monetarily in its success, is that Mike Ryan saw what an enormous opportunity it is to get to the Final Four and then springboard to you stay around there forever. Like if you've got the amount of money to spend on the right players and make the right decisions, and your core came back because they had a team. That core is that. This can't be questioned.
Yeah.
The core that they had last year that came back, that should be a tournament team.
Should be. And I don't want to forget, we should absolutely give Jeremy the opportunity to drag this program. But yeah, Zay could have been back, and he decided to go pro, and that that turned out to be immense, and you thought you had pieces in Cleveland replacing Jordan Miller that you would think that that's a push. It's not. It's not. Bensley Joseph being more involved is not an upgrade over Zay Wong. They and Wooga Poplar.
Yeah, hasn't been what he was supposed to be.
Now, granted, he's been battling an ankle injury all season long, but there just hasn't been the development that you anticipated and what they showed at the beginning of the year. Again, I cannot believe that they are here with Norchad taking the leap in his offensive game that he needed to.
So, like a month ago, maybe, or a month and a half ago, I did this thing where players in college basketball with funny names, and one of them was Ugo Poplar, and the joke I made was, Ugo be there, all the Poplar kids. Oh,
His name is Wooga.
It's with a W, yes.
It's not. It's OOGA.
It's
how it's pronounced.
It's with a WOO.
spelled.
Is this a no?
Well, there's
Are
no
you helping
W
us
if he
out
plays
with
for the Canes, like Ric Flair?
You're the first person I've heard pronounce Wooga Poplar's name that way. Just Uga.
It was
Royce parted his bangs. He's going to look this up for us. Don't
Well,
worry.
the W joke that's got snuck in there. Jeremy has not had enough windows to make fun of Mike and the University of Miami, but you would be excused for thinking that the Uga, given what they've done this year, it doesn't come with a W because they're not winning because he was supposed to be their best player and he has not been.
Unfortunately for me, the one really good W they have is over my program, UCF. But UCF, look, first year in the Big 12, and they've got wins over Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. If we're talking blue blood programs in the state of Florida, I mean, come on. Look where you're headed.
It's such a golden business opportunity to make the Final Four, though. You have to parlay it into something. The wheels can't fall off it after that. Not if you're in the money game now for spending wins.
I'm sorry. So speaking of things that we clearly don't know the meanings of, Dan talked about soy boys before.
I don't know what a soy boy is. People keep calling me a soy boy, and I don't know what a soy boy is. I don't have any earthly idea.
Is that a sodium joke?
I don't. I mean, that would be on the mark if it were. I would willingly accept soy boy as a term that I actually am if you tell me it's sodium boy.
Do we have to do the cliff notes on how Dan is being insulted by
I don't know what soy boy means. Can anyone help me, please, with this? That was a means computer.
That's fine.
Fine. Yeah.
Thankfully, there are far more embarrassing pop-ups that a mean computer generally does have.
Relax.
Historically speaking. A soy boy, I believe, if I'm going to do the cliff notes on this, is a reference to how libs drink soy milk.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't have soy milk. I have to do oat milk, and now that's bad for
You're
my
an oat boy.
Oat boy.
for my gut too. Now it's,
Oat milk's out too?
yeah. Now I got to find another one. I can't do soy. I can't do oat. I can't do almond. I can't do pea protein.
Sounds like
Can you
can't
do regular milk? I don't know.
No, I
we
can't
haven't
do-
crossed that
no,
one.
I can't do that either.
Okay.
It's also more about how us libs eat tofu, not how we drink soy milk.
I like the idea that Mike had, which is like the film noir of it all. Is that
Yeah.
Dad can actually drink regular
So
milk.
it's bad to have soy now. That's what it's bad.
Well, I mean, they process all
No,
those
we're weak.
foods.
A
And,
lot of sodium.
They make you that and the vaccine. They control your mind.
There is a little irony, I guess, now that I think about the other linguistic possibilities here, that in Spanish it means I am boy, which is in defiance of lots of lib things about
Yes,
gender
but
being a
it could be-
construct.
It could be my Spanish platform.
Soy boy, you've
Soy
assigned
boy.
me. You've assigned
See,
me pronouns.
That's my
now.
gender.
Thank
Yes,
you.
soy. I am boy.
For the
Yes.
compliment,
soy
you nailed it,
boy.
soy boy.
Hey, you got it right.
That is in Spanish. That is a compliment. Let's take our terms back. Let's make soy boy a thing. I am a boy.
Yeah, let me
That
put
is-
that in my Twitter bio.
That is literally.
Those parenthetically, soy boy.
Soy construct.
Let me have this serious conversation with you guys because I found it funny. I heard Craig Carton, who I have told you, it makes me uncomfortable that he has made a comeback in this industry.
American dream.
As someone who, has a felony in prison time on his resume.
That's Dusty Rhodes.
And that's where we are now. And on the way in today, I heard him talking to a bunch of other guys and doing guy talk on Fox that's being rewarded. And one of the things he said very casually is, and maybe Jason Kelce will retire and then be totally emasculated and follow her around on tour all the time.
Travis Kelce. If it's Jason, we got a story.
I'm sorry.
Well, they both could, I
I'm
guess.
sorry.
One's more likely to
Fine.
retire in reality than the other.
I'm sorry. Yes, that is a fine. Travis Kelce. But I just thought it was interesting. Why would you call that emasculating? To give up your career and go have fun doing podcasting and not hurting your body?
Well, I think it comes down to her age and her hip size and how many children can she have at this age?
Heterosexual relationships are gay now, Dan.
Yeah, that was a GOP spin on Travis. Surely Travis Kelce wants to be
Surely
with
a former
billionaire.
country music star dating a white football player. It's pretty gay.
Do you understand my confusion or not?
On Soy Boy, totally.
On retiring and traveling around, seeing your billionaire pop star significant other, I would love to do that.
You're trying to bait me into doing the thing you made fun of me for doing that I didn't really do yesterday, which is point out some larger sociological phenomenon that's happening, which is that actually, like, the far right is basically campaigning not just against Taylor Swift, but against football itself now, where, like, these jocks are, like, actually, they're not real men, guys. You know, the things that we have held up for all time as the manliest men are no longer real men because they're all soy boys now.
I mean, they are emboldened by the success of taking down domestic light loggers. So they're like, why not? Let's heat check. Let's take down the NFL. We kind of did it once already, and all they got to counteract it was back of the end zone stencils. So let's get the jump and
football.
Let's
stencil that into the end zone.
Let's get the jump on Taylor Swift and the NFL.
And you guys think of it and laugh, or you're immune to it? Because
I think it's the greatest political cell phone in American history. The idea that the far right, this movement has actually been influenced by these influencers who are saying to you that the NFL itself is a psyop, is one of the funniest moves in political history.
It was literally their last bastion of entertainment. They've already disavowed Hollywood. They've disavowed music. They've disavowed now they're disavowing football
for the second time.
They disavowed basketball. Like what's left for? What do these people do for fun? Like, did they watch themselves play like poorly in sports?
But are you guys just bemused by it? Because the Taylor Swift machine has totally overtaken and shaken the man cave, and it's great. It's funny. It's wonderful. It's silly. It's a Disney princess and Travis Kelce somehow being in a relationship where he doesn't get to be the most powerful thing, and Craig Carton can tell him you're emasculated if you follow her. And I'm just legitimately curious if where in emasculation you see following a woman is a bad thing. Like, I think Dwayne Wade would tell you in the relationship he's in, the woman that's in it is stronger than he is. He learns from her. I would tell you in the relationship that I am in, I find nothing emasculating about putting down my weakness and vulnerability and telling you I have to follow my woman.
Soy boy
over here doesn't see anything wrong with the
soy girl.
Yeah, got his ass.
Got him.
Yo no soy girl, soy boy. Soy boy, coño.
Oh, whoa.
Soy boy.
Max audience. We got to get that edited out.
Got to bleep that one.
It really is soy milk. That's why that's the great insult.
Tofu.
Oh, you don't eat real
soy.
meat.
That
Yeah,
you
you
don't eat
Yeah,
real
that's what it
meat.
is. They want whole milk and raw red meat.
Can I speak?
Until meat gets canceled by them. Until meat becomes gay.
That's the last one.
And that's on the way. It's right after the NFL, by the way. It's like the next thing on the list is meat. Look at her. Still eating steak? Girly man.
Let's talk about a couple of the things that were vulnerable last night in sports. I
before-
want to talk about feelings. I want to talk about soy boy.
You don't want to continue
I
the
wanna talk
plot of
about-
High School Musical and Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
If you guys have stuff here that you think is interesting, because it's become a very silly conversation that I think we could all be enjoying this. It's funny as hell that there's something bigger than the NFL.
I love this. So I love this story.
You
to be
wanted
clear.
to market to women. Here, you're marketing to girls. Here they come to enjoy football with you on a Sunday, and it's really going to be about Sunday, me Sunday.
You wanted women, and here they come asking, where does Travis Kelce haircut came from, and can my boyfriend get one? What's it called? Go to your barber and ask for the Travis Kelce.
And he invented the fade now.
He was asked about that. I don't think it's Taylor Swift because my wife isn't a huge Taylor Swift fan, but I have noticed a bit of a sea change with my wife when it comes to pro football. She's really enjoying the product. I told her that because I'm arriving back late from Las Vegas, we don't really have any plans for a Super Bowl watch party, and she reveled in the fact that she gets to stay home and gets to watch the entire thing with the sound on with no distraction.
Usher also.
Mike, if I had told you, and Pablo, if I told you 5 years ago, hey, the NFL has we beat up women problem 10 years ago, that we've got domestic abuse issues. Women are not welcome here. But the next generation of mothers, we have to trick them into letting their kids play football because the meat machine needs bodies 20 years from now. How do we get female fans? How do we get women watching, girls watching? Is there anything better?
I got it. We're gonna make hats that are pink.
With rhinestones.
And
Well,
bedazzle it.
You're speaking to the conspiracy theory that the NFL was considering Taylor Swift as a Super Bowl halftime in the discussions. They got this bigger, broader plan where she's the Super Bowl halftime show essentially for a full season. What's happened with Taylor Swift has no doubt worked if you look at the ratings. And I was picking up my daughter from school, and I heard 3 middle-aged women talking about the Super Bowl.
And the demographics. It's not even the ratings. It's the demographics.
18 to 34.
People that know that I
younger.
work in sports and occasionally will, just ask me a cursory question about sports. And they didn't even need me for this. They got in 7 seconds after someone mentioned the Super Bowl, they started brawling over Taylor Swift showing up on TV. And it's just bewildering to me. I've never seen that audience this captivated by something that's NFL adjacent.
There is a thing that happens now because everything is smaller than it used to be. When something is clearly the biggest thing, it kind of feels like the weather event that everybody has to deal with. So everybody has a take on it. And sometimes scale justifies the discourse. Sometimes something is so omnipresent that you have to have a feeling about it somehow. And how people are feeling about it is what's so funny to me. It's because people are wrong-footing themselves, wrong-footing their party, wrong-footing the stereotypes. And they're winding up in positions in this weird game of, take Twister that literally the Republican Party has never been in before. And literally football has never been in before, where football's too pro-women, Dan, to your point. It's an amazing judo reverse move they accidentally wandered into.
I'm jealous that at the Super Bowl they're not thinking about these things. They're already in Vegas. How much fun do you think they had on the expense accounts last night? How much of those expense accounts going to hurt?
Well, they were already talking about going past the per diem. Like, they put it on a bingo card as everyone going past the per diem. So I can imagine.
What is the per diem?
I don't know. I don't get one.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's going to be the field bet. That's what the per diem is.
What? So it's a bad per diem?
Hard 6. That's where the per diem's going.
So what should the per diem be?
I don't know who makes these rules. I think there's a standard one.
There's if there's a chart that tells you by the state what the per diem
I would
is.
say it's based on the price of
meal.
milk, but Dan has no ability to drink any of the milk.
One meal that
Soy
isn't
boy
already
room
provided.
service, that's $50. Soy boy room service.
I think meals will be provided, and then additionally, you have a per diem to cover an additional meal.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that there was some sort of eating area over there. What do we got? Do we have sterno lamb?
trough?
You say that as if it's not something that you should do when you're, mobilizing and having the biggest production in this show's history.
How do you feel about it right now? Are you jealous? Is anyone else jealous that they're already there?
I don't know. I don't know if I've turned into a nihilist over the last month, but I just don't really care about much.
Here,
I
here.
don't.
I'm
My
in your boat.
wife asked me, how's work going? And I said, babe, I turned to her. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just having this great feeling of dread. Like something horrible is going to happen. I'm not quite sure if it means personally or
the show?
professionally. No, I just have this immense feeling of dread.
Hate's a bad premonition.
Well, I only have one, which is that I'm going to die in a car crash.
Yeah.
And
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I've already resigned myself to the event that causes the dread happening. Like I'm so certain of it.
what do you think?
Who's on the board?
Yeah, see, I don't have a premonition of what I am dreading. I just know something bad is going to happen.
Well, I'm on your flight, so hopefully it's not that.
Well, why would you put that into the atmosphere? Like that?
There is no more opposite
You asked
visual
the question.
I did.
of Super Bowl radio.
You said, "How am I
right
feeling
now,"
about all
than
that?"
Mike.
I did not expect such an honest answer. You are stoic. You hide it well.
Yeah,
Mike, how you doing? Foreboding.
Yeah. I mean, we do like these pre-show meetings, and I've noticed over the last month, I don't really care about much. But I appreciate Hurricanes talk. That got me up. You don't pronounce a W in Wooga.
Tony,
Hey, Dan.
you're 30 minutes late.
It's been a long day.
Are you jealous of the Las Vegas crew?
Yes, very.
Mike Ryan, I'm scared on behalf of all of us now. I was excited moments ago. Tony was coming into the rescue. We're headed to Vegas. The show is about to head to Vegas to do a couple of live shows in front of a lot of people outside in the cold and in the rain, and hopefully no rain and no wind. And all of us are a little bit scared, but I didn't realize until right now, because Mike is so stoic, I didn't realize that he just had a general feeling of dread for a month, because we're going to jump near or around a Vegas pool, and we haven't done anything like this
I'm sure that has
before.
something to do with it.
But you're talking about beyond that?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I just feel like something really bad's going to happen.
So you're saying from the moment you guys leave the studio on the way to the airport to the moment you
can
guys
happen
are
now.
back home.
It can happen
It can
now.
happen before.
I've already resigned myself to something bad happening. I've
What's
already mourned it.
Well, what if I told you something bad already happened and that's it? It's been taken care of.
You're talking about like the Canes basketball
No.
season?
No, that's why I was late.
Yeah, you're talking about Tony. Why are you fanning yourself?
Why are you late? Why are you late?
Dan, okay, it's been a long day already.
All right, you mentioned that, but we have summoned all resources for the company to be all over the place. We are spending all over the place from here to Vegas. Why are you the only one who's late? Everyone's working till 2 in the morning, and everybody's putting out content. Why are you late?
So this morning, I had sold my wife's car, and they came to pick it up. Right? It's one of those like places that are online. They come in, they send a truck, they pick it up, whatever. So as I'm selling the car, I get the check. Very nice check, by the way. So I get the check, and I'm like, perfect. Let's get out of here. As I turn around, I step in the biggest piece of dog shit you have ever seen. Huge.
Premonition.
Huge.
Oh,
Right?
that's a relief.
And then I step in and I look down and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And
What
the
were you
shoes,
wearing? What kind of shoes?
I'm wearing Prestos right now, and you know they're very ridged on the inside.
Are the fabric pressos?
No, yeah.
That's like.
You
that's
see,
like a
I don't know if we could
maze
zoom
turned
in
up.
Were
there.
these going to be Vegas shoes? Were these going to be Vegas shoes?
They're just
that
more
you
of
were...
like my flight shoes because
Yeah.
I obviously brought other shoes down.
That
But
topography is not ideal for poop.
this is like a very like rugged terrain. This is used for like getting out there and making sure that you're not slipping. So it gets in these cracks, and it's like from this not this shoe, the other shoe by the way. So it's like from here to here.
But you got to hose that down, right?
The thing is, I live in an apartment. I don't have a hose. So what I had to do is the old school way. You know how we used to do it back in the day. Plastic bag. I walked
no.
outside,
Oh, no.
and I put my hand in the plastic bag and had to like take it out
Rub
like
it
that.
out.
Did you smell your hands after?
No, because I had the plastic bag.
You
on.
have to smell your hands
Then
after
after
to make
that,
sure
I
it
went
didn't go
back
through.
inside, got some Clorox wipes, and here's the kicker, guys. You got to get a toothpick.
Yep.
The toothpick, you
Yeah.
get through the ridges
the
and
cracks.
clean them
We
out
all
through
know
the
this.
ridges. So it took me like 30 minutes, Dan. I didn't want to step into your house with shitty shoes on.
Tony, I totally know that feeling. I stepped in it one time when I was wearing brand new Jordan 10s. Now, if you don't know, the 10s are the one that on the bottom of the shoe have all the accolades, like how many MVPs, how many All-Stars. And so
Very rigid shoe,
All
too.
of that is all textured and indented.
The
and
Atlanta
stuff.
All-Star game.
Oh, well, no, because the 10s were, that was before the All-Star. But, yes, same thing, Tony. I had to go through, after the scrub, after the rinse off, I had to go through with a toothpick and try to kind of dig it out.
I'm still stuck on the plastic bag as a glove.
Yeah.
Anytime you got to use a plastic bag as a glove, things are going terribly for you.
Well,
Tony,
Exactly.
Tony, I was furious that you came in here late, and then I immediately thawed because I'm like, what a human moment of awful. Because on top of everything else, the horror of I'm late to work and look at what I'm doing that's making me late to work. I am cleaning dog shit with a toothpick out of the sneakers because I can't go to Vegas with dog shit sneakers.
I can't get to the studio with
Yeah.
dog shit sneakers because you imagine people are like,
Cracking
what's
the
that
floor,
smell,
yeah.
dude? What's wrong? And I'm like, oh, I know it's me. You know, like when
Willow.
the kid in school like
Dude,
kind
I
of shits
blame
their
it on
pants.
Willow immediately. Like, Willow? Again?
And then on top of that, the inner loop is down. So I had to carry my bag plus another bag and walk from the government center all the way over here, hot.
Let's do against the spread here, and I want to preface what I'm saying here. These won't be against the spread. These are all going to be a series of prop bets and different bets we're making together as a show. And as introduction, I simply want to ask you guys as a production team at the end of this segment to get more information on the story that I have in front of me, which is just the headline from a credible Las Vegas daily. NFL player in town attacked by coyote at Lake Las Vegas. I don't have any more information other than this. Get me more information
On it.
for the end of this segment, please. Let's go ahead and do against the spread, please.
It's time for Against the Spread, and it's sponsored by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout this show and the shows throughout the week. DraftKings, the crown is yours. I'll get us started here. This one won't be against the spread. This one will be a prop. It is a big game edition of Against the Spread, and I'm going to take Christian McCaffrey's rushing total over. I think he clears 90 yards in that Super Bowl. He's been a fantastic player. Hopefully that future for Offensive Player of the Year comes through. Christian McCaffrey rushing yards over. Roy, it's your turn on Against the Spread.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at the player props. I'm going with the receiving yards. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his spread right now.
Bet.
Yeah,
It's been he's on a bit of a heater.
bold. Yeah, well, he's at 19.5. I'm going to go with the over.
But it was
One
13
catch,
and a half.
Dan.
I know.
Just takes one. You're going to get like 3 shots out.
22-yarder.
He just has to succeed 33.3% of the time.
Listen
Just
to me,
one
though.
post route. That's all I need.
I bet it's 7 straight games and lost it every time. Always needing one catch, and I'd get one for 9 yards. But he'd not get to the over 13 and a half. And now all right.
We swing it over to Tony. Tony, you're up on Against the Spread.
Guys, I'm taking Travis Kelce plus 750. First tutty.
First tutty. I love a first tutty. Against the Spread. Jeremy, over to you.
I'm going to stick with Travis Kelce because I believe in all things Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And his over is set at 70.5 yards. I'm going to take the over. Smash that over. Travis Kelce, over 70.5 yards.
Pablo Torre, you're next.
So the scoregami is a thing that happens when an NFL game has a score that has never before happened. It's actually
come
happened 9
on,
times this
come
season,
on.
so it's not impossible. But I'm going yes on a scoregami in the Super Bowl.
A unique
plus
score.
2,000, a unique score.
Yeah. I saw one book have a bet that was like aliens interrupt the Super Bowl and the game doesn't get finished. I'm like, how do you pay that one out?
I mean, while the aliens are invading, you're like, here.
Like, am I okay because I'm residing in this certain state line?
I mean, also, the aliens may not be kind of fearsome or whatever. They might be friendly.
Yeah,
aliens.
that might be legally compliant with
Yeah, it could be a border
major
thing.
sports books.
No, they just say, hey, guys, what's up? We're aliens. What are you guys doing? Did we interrupt the
Yeah,
game?
did Kelce get the first study?
Do you have a prop bet?
Yeah, I have Gatorade color. No Gatorade bath for the winning coach, plus 1,600. Again.
I tend to every year bet over on a number of seconds that the national anthem takes to sing.
Ooh, this is the lowest. This is the lowest total in quite some time for Reba.
But I always go over there, and I feel like that always cashes, doesn't it?
I'm saying the line is suggesting something. They know about Reba's work. Wow.
Mike, did you do a deep dive on every time Reba McEntire has done
I got
the
to tell
national
you,
anthem?
I am like 11 for my last 13 when it comes to the anthem.
Isn't it always
I am
over?
so well researched on this. There's spies over there like tracking the exact rehearsal time. This is one that you can do thorough research on.
But I always just take the over, and it feels like it always cashes.
No, you knew like when Luke Bryan did one year, I'm like, that guy doesn't have the pipes. He's going to want to get out of there as fast as possible. Rest in peace, Toby Keith, by the way.
For real?
Yeah, that happened overnight.
Oh, wow.
I was late, by the way.
This is what I would
Iconoclast.
take in the game. I would.
Legend.
I like just taking one of the quarterbacks over on a rushing total because then I can just spend the whole game waiting for one scramble by the quarterback. Now, Mahomes has probably 20 or something yards, so I'll go Brock Purdy over whatever his rushing total is.
Well researched over there. That's what I like. Yeah, I remember my first time doing that. It was with Eli Manning in the Super Bowl. I'm like, he just needs one scramble for 12 yards.
It's 12 and a half. No, but I lost a bunch of bets this year with Gardner Minshew where I'm like going over 4.5 yards. He rushes for 5, but then kneels 3 times at the end of the
That's
game
the
and
worst.
costs me.
That got us on a Thursday Thunder with Derek Carr, I think.
You know what I mean? No, where you're like, hey, he got 1. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good in the second quarter, and then he's kneeling at the end of the game, and I've lost all my yardage. And I'm wondering why it is that my bet hasn't cashed.
Again. I think I might have pinpointed my existential feeling of dread.
Uh-oh.
I'm being told that there is a video from the NHL All-Star Game that is 5.5 minutes long.
Whoa! Yeah.
Roy.
What?
I mean, Roy.
That is twice the length of our national championship game video.
Roy, you can't tell me that you went to the NHL All-Star Game at 5.5 minutes an eternity. It's an eternity in video. 5.5 minutes.
I don't think I've heard you speak 5.5 minutes of words throughout our entire career together.
Listen, my job was to go up there and get you content relief. Yeah. I hope you're relieved. There you go, 5.5 minutes.
Well, it's too long to fit in this segment.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Okay, well, we'll start the next segment with it, but Mike, I have my concerns because
that's a long time for anybody. That's a long time for Jerry Lewis.
That's the over on the anthem.
Flavin.
I've noticed this a couple of times with Tony at the start of the Tony show that went 23 hours, and at the start of the live watch party we did. Tony looked up and realized that 12 minutes solo is a long time. 12 minutes solo is hard. 12 minutes. Roy saying that he came back with 6 minutes of content from the NHL All-Star
Well, he
Game?
came back with more because this is the edited down version.
Yeah, we had 3 full days, man.
I need the lost tapes.
We need the Snyder cut.
Is this going to be gold, Roy? I can't. But 5.5 minutes. There's
The
no
black
way
and
that
white version?
that
Sterling silver.
That has to be
It's
half.
so violent.
Are there any luminaries in this? Like, do you interview Wayne Gretzky for 3.5 of the minutes?
Sergei Bobrovsky and Sam Reinhart.
Well,
Whoa,
there you
okay,
go.
Rhino, okay. Not great talkers, either of them.
Oh no!
Oh, we tried.
I was just talking about Roy and
We
Dwork.
tried. We tried.
We
is what
tried.
We
made the
well.
attempt.
Oh
I can't
no.
wait to watch
Oh,
Five and a half
no.
minutes.
5.5
This is the
fucking
dread.
minutes of we tried. This is the dread. This is it right now.
The Hockey Show is here in Toronto. We have made it out for All-Star Weekend. It's Thursday. It's the first day, and we are here at FanFest. What are we going to do? All right, we are here at Media Day for the All-Star Game.
We're actually on the Toronto Raptors practice court right now.
I mean, look at the floor. They protected the floor. This is like soft. Like this is amazing.
We got to protect the hardwood.
Watch out! No, I'm just kidding.
There are 8 different pods and a super pod over there, which is going to have the
Justin
celebrities,
Bieber is going to be over
the
there.
Biebs. I think we're going to grab whatever interviews we can and then sit back and figure out which All-Stars are on which teams in a little while.
Yeah, and what are we going to eat? All right, we have Sergei Bobrovsky here. He's been in many All-Star games, and right now you are in the All-Star Skills competition tomorrow. You're in the one-on-one competition, and you probably don't know what's going to happen. So are you just going to go ahead and have fun? What are you going to do?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what happens in the next hour. So.
All right, we are here with Sam Reinhart. This is your first All-Star appearance. Just letting all this wash over you right now. So far, what's been your experience?
It's been awesome. I think just trying to take it all in.
You guys have really picked up where you left off last year, which a lot of teams find that challenging when they do reach that pinnacle. How confident are you that when the playoffs arrive, you guys will be able to kind of maintain that level and push the way that you were a year ago?
Well, it goes both ways. You know, I think us being so far out last year and essentially playing playoffs since January benefited us. I think you find ways to stay in it, and we, you see that success. You see you winning some rounds, some playoff games, and you kind of know what it takes, and you can feel it, and that's what we're working towards.
The Hockey Show continues to go about town here in Toronto for the All-Star Weekend. My name is Roy Bellamy, David Dwork of the Hockey News. We are here at Spirit of York, here in the Distillery District. It's a beautiful place, a beautiful building, and Simon, the proprietor, is here.
So we're a craft distillery in downtown Toronto. What was once the largest distillery in the world actually was around before Canada was officially a country.
Wow.
We started building out.
I am down to try some of this so-called best booze.
Perfect. I'm excited.
All right, let's go over the process of how you make your alcohol.
Right. Would I get tipsy eating that?
No.
He scored the goal that... Don't drink it.
All right, now we are outside in the cold. Simon, quickly. Okay, we are ready to taste some alcohol.
We could do this. Like when we're done doing hockey stuff, we could like do alcohol tastings and figuring out what tastes good. Like this feels very natural.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, the Hockey Show continues its run about town here during All-Star Weekend for Travis. All right, the Hockey Town is going. All right, the Hockey Show continues its run about town here in Toronto for the All-Star Weekend, and we are here with Julia, who is going to conduct a secret food tour.
All right.
Now, Rose has to try this as well, but she's holding the camera.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Canada is actually the biggest producer of the mustard seed in the world.
I did not know that.
I did not know that at all. That's wow.
Nice way to end this ridiculous meal. Oh my gosh.
All right. This is a great food tour.
This was. Hope Roy doesn't get lost in the virtual reality world over there.
Oh! Dude! That counts, right?
That was weird. It was like I was in a giant bubble.
Well, this was a spectacular weekend for us here in Toronto as we covered the All-Star Weekend, and I gotta tell you, I definitely had fun.
I had a great time. I'm still full from the food tour that we took.
Yeah, I'm still hungover from all the liquor that I drank.
Well, stop doing dry January.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But no, it's been a great weekend. We had such a fun time. Thank you to everybody for watching along with us, and hope you had as much fun watching as we did doing everything.
The Hockey Show returns after the Super Bowl because I had to lug my ass over to Vegas and do that thing over there. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for enjoying our nonsense.
Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing, because I realized about 2 minutes into that video, oh no, the company's been ripped off. Roy's at a distillery. He just got the company to pay for him to drink in another country.
Guys, don't forget that dude, man.
No, and he went over to Canada to the NHL All-Star Game to bring back only a guitar riff.
You didn't like it?
No, I loved it.
The mustard seed,
seeds.
Trivia tidbit was great.
What a revelation.
And
Education, man.
And I got to tell you, yeah, it was maybe 5 minutes too long.
Hey, listen, I didn't edit the thing, all right?
But we got a gem of a Sergei Bobrovsky interview that I would just like to relive for 1 second here. Actually, I'd like to relive all 16 seconds of Sergei Bobrovsky's time with us.
This was worth it. This was worth the trip. All expenses paid to Toronto. Not enough per diem.
You probably don't know what's going to happen, so are you just going to go ahead and have fun? What are you going to do?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what happens in the next hour or so. Like...
And he was right. He didn't know.
You guys had a money thing with the riff. The riff should have just oversaturated.
My only note is more guitar riff.
I want to relive that one question because I didn't get quite the nuance that Sergey was hinting at.
You probably don't know what's going to happen. So are you just going to go ahead and have fun? What are you going to do?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what happens in next hour or so. Like,
so good. The hockey show every week here on
Roy. Wait, was that the hockey show or after the game with Roy?
We did 3 post-game shows, by the way, after the skills, the draft, and then all.
But is the post-game show the hockey show, or is the hockey show after the game with Roy?
Yes.
All right. If I may, real quick.
What?
As part of our Super Bowl coverage that has now hockey content in the middle of it because Roy went to the All-Star game so that we could pay as a company to have him go see a distillery and come back polluted. Was that was sponsored content? You guys also you guys made a commercial content there out of Roy Goes to Canada, brought to you by liquor.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that was a commercial. You made a music video. You made a 5.5-minute commercial for branded sponsored content that our supporters are producing. Roy gets to go drink in Canada.
Yes, we are advertising that I'm an alcoholic, basically. Yes, damn thing.
But 5.5 minutes at the top of the segment to send you there to drink. That's
quality segment right there. Yeah. Yes, quality.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
5.5 minutes.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I like
it.
the
Number
display case footage.
Number 1, the guitar riff. Number 2, it actually made it onto the show, right, Tony? Unlike ours, which was, in theory, a lot better, but no one ever saw it.
In theory,
that's still the untold story.
Trying to say there.
This is the impending feeling of dread that Mike has. Tony was in charge of a project with Amin that was doing that at the All-Star game, and nobody ever saw the content.
It was amazing content, though, wasn't it, Tony?
It was legendary, if you want me to be honest.
The president of Mountain Dew.
We made up for it, though, Dan. We went to Milwaukee. We got great content in Milwaukee. We had Dunk Amin. That was incredible. The next year, we went to the All-Star game. We did a show with Rudy Gay. All sins have been forgiven, Dan.
Awesome, yeah.
No feeling of excitement, Mike? It's just dread? It's just
I'm excited to go to Vegas. I have tickets to see you, too, so that'll be nice.
Well, you're going to see us?
If we get there.
I didn't know you needed tickets.
I meant we as in, like, the planet.
Pablo, what am I going to do with his nihilist? I can't. This has to be a time of celebration. We're going to throw a party for the company, and Mike is going with dread in his heart.
I'm not looking at it as a party.
You're going with dread?
I think you should have Mike wear a heart rate monitor that you should live stream so people can monitor his dread levels.
No. There's medication for that. I'm good.
Oh.
I'm uncomfortable with how real this is because we should be springboarding into live shows as if we've done it 1,000 times.
I mean, Dan, it's not the first time I've gone through something on the air. I'm just being honest about my current mental health status and the fact that I think we're all going to die.
Yeah.
The extra drums at the end there, too.
Yeah, that was the close.
The music makes it worth it. I can't even feel too ripped off by everything that happened there.
Look, we might have overextended ourselves as a startup company. This is a huge expense. So we're hoping to gain a lot of audience. I'm worried that my host might be too old in this game with a bunch of contemporaries that are also out there reminding me of our own, shortcomings.
Oh, that cuts at the core right there.
The guitar riff?
No, he's worried about.
Dan,
you didn't hear the host who's too old to keep up with the kids.
We knew that already.
Don't worry, you guys have Wayne Newton.
We're skewing older. The guests, we're excited about our guest list.
Yes, and I only revealed Thursday, which is Wu-Tang Clan and Wayne Newton. On Friday, very pleased to announce
Taylor Swift,
Sebastian Maniscalco, and Carrot Top will be joining us.
All the kids want to see Carrot Top.
Provided that we make it.
But this feeling of dread,
yes,
that you don't envy that those guys are in Vegas, that everybody's in Vegas having a good time. They don't have this feeling of dread.
No, I don't mind that they got a jump on what is probably going to be something that ruins us.
Guys, I want to let you know a little secret. I think Mike's worried about the turbulence of the plane.
Just gonna put that out there.
Mike, now if you want, I am volunteering. I can fly with you guys to Vegas just to confirm nothing's going to happen to the flight.
I just saw one video of a dude getting drunk on the company's dime. I don't need another.
Ouch.
I'm a nervous flyer. I'm not very excited about this.
He's not talking about the flight.